So we're actually in the worst of times right now because Bernie Sanders has officially suspended his campaign for president. So what that means is there's basically going to be nonstop battles for the next 8 months. Joe Biden supporters telling you to vote for Joe Biden, telling Bernie supporters to vote for Joe Biden. Bernie supporters saying, no, we're not going to vote for Joe Biden. A few of the Bernie supporters saying, no, you should vote for Joe Biden. And so that's all it's going to be for the next 8 months. So prep yourself. Now, Joe Biden has to do something to earn my vote. As it stands right now, I live in California. I'm not voting for Joe Biden. And he apparently has an outreach program now. He says we have to do more to ease the economic burden on working people. So today I'm adopting 2 new policies to help deliver relief. As president, I will lower Medicare eligibility to age 60 and forgive student debt for low-income and middle-class families. So his first policy of lowering the Medicare eligibility age to 60, it actually would be better if he didn't even have this in the first place, because this is sort of just like, this is trolling us, because the plan is Medicare for all, right? And so really bringing the eligibility age down 5 years from 65, he wants to drop it from 65 to 60. To qualify for Medicare, you have to be 65 years old. He wants to bring it down 5 years. That's really just whipping out your cock and just slapping Bernie supporters in the face with it, because that's not a serious proposal. It's really just a troll, and that's not going to pull any progressives, okay, at all. Especially when that doesn't even, vast majority of progressives, they're not at that age, and so they won't even qualify for it. So I don't know who told him that this is a good idea to release. You're just pushing people away from you instead of bringing them in. And then the plan to forgive student loan debt for low-income and middle-class families. It says he wants to forgive debt for people who make under $125,000 student loan debt. And then I guess it phases out at a certain point, which I think is a good plan. It's a decent half measure, which is better than nothing. But it's pretty tough to believe the guy. Now, I have to say that there's this weird warpath that Joe Biden has been on when it comes to the issue of healthcare. He refuses to budge on going to Medicare for all, or in any way, shape, or form even moving towards it, which really makes me question what's going on with him. Now, we know he hates young people. He's an old guy. He's going to die soon, so he doesn't like young people who are going to live for a long time. But it's definitely a very important question to ask. Why exactly is it that he is such on this non-stop battle to just hate on Medicare for all and keep private insurance in place? A really interesting question to ask yourself. I really recommend trying to ask yourself to figure out what that is. I'm not exactly sure. So the Medicare eligibility age of 60 is complete garbage. And then the forgiveness plan, it's not bad. I'll give him some credit for that. I just can't believe the guy. And so then you may be asking the question, well, hold on a second. What policies can he adopt for you to believe him? Well, none. He literally can't do any of that. And that's the problem, right? If you're somebody who is Joe Biden, who has told me the entire way through that you are super anti-Medicare for all, you love private insurance so much, it's your favorite thing in the world, and you hate Medicare for all of this stuff. You don't have any empathy for young people or millennials, all of this stuff, right? How am I supposed to believe you when you're just sort of faux adopting these plans? So there's really nothing Joe Biden can do, because except unless you were to appoint or pick a progressive vice president. That's the only thing, because then they have power, and they actually believe in those policies. Joe Biden is fundamentally opposed to everything that I'm for, even the fundamentals of my ideology. And so there's nothing Biden can do to gain my vote except to choose Bernie Sanders as his vice president. It's the only thing he can do. Because I can't believe him on anything he would pretend to adopt. Now, why would he all of a sudden adopt Medicare for all? It would just be to pull me in, but he's not actually going to sincerely do it, so why would I believe him? But his attempts here are pretty futile and pretty embarrassing, although he does deserve a little bit of credit, I guess, for the forgiveness. The lowering Medicare eligibility age to 60 is completely laughable, but that's Joe Biden's plan. Let me know if you're a Bernie supporter who has been pulled by this. Let me know down below in the comments section. Very curious to hear if that is your situation.